Hey Shady Grove, I'm Pastor Doreen, and I get to share with you some exciting things coming up here at the church. First of all, before we get to January, tomorrow our students and leaders are going to Cincinnati for the Follow Convention. We have talked about this a lot. It's been we're just anticipating God to do wonderful things, but I believe God will move all the more if we just cover them with prayer for the next few days, for safety, for patience, for things to go smoothly, but more than anything, that God will move in the lives of our students. God moved in my life at many of these conventions growing up, so I believe He can do wonderful things. So keep them in your prayers. January has some great things coming up, so we can grow spiritually closer to God and just begin this year focused on Him and giving everything to Him. Our whole sermon series for January is called Pray First. God has put this upon Pastor Todd's heart, and we are all in agreement with him that before we do anything, prayer must be first. And along with that, we are doing our 21 days of prayer again as we did last year. God moved in a special way. Yes, it's hard to do. Yes, it's a sacrifice, but God blesses that. He sacrificed much more for us than a few hours of sleep. We meet Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. in the sanctuary for a time of prayer. And then on Saturdays, we give you a couple more hours of sleep and we meet at 9 a.m. It's a really special time. I hope you can be a part of that. Also, along with that, the next week on the 14th of January, we're starting a new small group Bible study. It's an 8-week video and workbook study. It's called The Story of God, and it's going to travel through the Bible from Genesis to Revelation, and it will answer many questions, and you'll be able to see the broader picture of how Jesus is throughout the Bible and how all of that impacts our own stories as well. The Bible studies at 6 p.m. on Sunday nights. If you have questions, you can contact Pastor Denise at shadygroup.net. But to just go ahead and register so we know you're planning on coming, all you have to do is text God Story to 336-525-5870, and that will get you registered. It's going to be wonderful, and I hope you can be a part of that as well. Our Wednesday night activities are kind of on a pause for a little bit of a winter break. We had last Wednesday off and this Wednesday as well, but we'll be back on January 3rd, so we hope to see you all then for Bible studies on Wednesday nights, kids ministry, student ministry, all the time that we have together on Wednesday nights will come back. I just wanted to talk with you a little bit. This is kind of a week between Christmas and the first of the year, and to me it's a time of expectation. And as I was thinking this morning and preparing this, I thought of the Christmas carol, Joy to the World. The Lord has come. And while Christmas this week in particular might be a little bit of a downer after all of the activities and the wonderful times we have with family and friends at Christmas, it's over. It's all over. But the Lord has come. So our joy is not over. Joy to the world, the Lord has come. I think as Christians, this means even more. Christmas means even more to us because it's not just a holiday. It is a promise of hope and peace and joy and salvation that only comes from God. And it's our job to not let this joy only be during the Christmas season and to share it with all that we know, because there are many, many in our world, unfortunately. They have no concept of what this joy is. I've been reading in the book of Romans and just blown away. I've read this. Every time I read Romans, it blows me away. If you've never read it, do it. It is so challenging. And Paul just is adamant about we must do anything and everything to share this message with the world, to the point that in Romans 9:3, this is what he says. He says, I have great sorrow and unceasing anguish in my heart. That's how passionately he wanted people to know. And then he said, for I wish that I myself were cursed and cut from Christ for the sake of my people. That was how far he was willing to go, that they would be saved. He was willing to separate himself from God so that those he loved, friends, family, enemies, anyone, that all would be saved. And Jesus, he commanded this of us, to go and tell the world. In Matthew, he talked about being a light and to shine our light before others so that they may see our Father and glorify him. And this joy that we have at Christmas, it's not just for us, it's for the world. And I want my heart to ache and to have sorrow thinking of those that do not know, that do not have the peace that we have. So I challenge you that this year be a year of change for you, that while you may be hesitant or intimidated to talk, that you will be adamant, like Paul was, about sharing the joy, the life-giving salvation that Jesus brought us here at Christmas. And that this is not for us to share, that we shouldn't put a light over it, like the old kid song that we used to sing. We should share this with the world and be as passionate as Paul was about it. It's such a wonderful season that we have just come through. Let's let the joy of Christ continue and to challenge us through this next year. We look forward to seeing you Sunday. Remember, keep our students and leaders in prayer, bus driver, all of it. We love you, we appreciate you, and we will see you soon. Have a great week.